Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha Gopinath Radha Gopinath Shri Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Radhe, Jaya Shri Radhe. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jaya Subhadra. Jagannath Swami Nayana Pathagami, Nayana Pathagami Bhavatu me. Jaya Gauranithai, 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 Jaya Gauranithai. Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. Namo Vishwapat Paramhansar Privrajagacharya Ashtottar His Divine Grace Abhayacharya Binda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. ISKCON Founder Acharya, Beauty Founder Acharya Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda Ki Jai. Namacharya Srila Hridas Thakur Ki Jai. Prem se kaho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vashadishi Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gop Gopinath Shamakunda Radhakunda Giri Govardhan Ki Jai. Shri Shri Vrindavan Mathura Dham Ki Jai. Shri Shri Navadip Mayapur Dham Ki Jai. Ganga Mai Jamuna Mai Ki Jai. Bhakti Devi Tulsi Maharani Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Upasi Samvita Gaura Bhaktavinda Ki Jai. Nithai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Guru and Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Namo Vishwapadaya Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 10, titled Departure of Lord Krishna for Dwarka. Text number 17. Sitata patram jagraha. Sitata patram jagraha. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Priya priya atmasayaha. Priya priya atmasayaha. Sitat patram jagraha. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Priya priya atmasayaha. Sitata patram jagraha. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Priya priya atmasyaha. Sitata patram jagraha. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Priya priya atmasyaha. Tata patram jagraha. Mukta dama vibhushitam. Ratna dandam gurakesha. Priya priya atmasyaha. Sitata patram jagraha Muktadama vibhushitam Ratnadandam Gurakesha Priya Priyatamasya Sitata Patram Soothing umbrella Jagraha took up Muktadama decorated with laces and pearls Vibhushitam embroidered Ratnadandam with a handle of jewels Gurakesh Arjuna the expert warrior wore one who has conquered sleep Priyaha most beloved Priya Atmasaya of the most beloved Ha so he did. Translation and purport by Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. At the time, Arjuna, the great warrior and conqueror of sleep, who is the intimate friend of the most beloved Supreme Lord, took up the umbrella which had a handle of jewels and was embroidered with lace and pearls. Purport. Gold, jewels, pearls, and valuable stones were used in the luxurious royal ceremonies. They are all nature gifts and are produced by the hills, oceans, etc., by the order of the Lord. By the order of the Lord, when man does not waste his valuable time in producing unwanted things in the name of necessities. By so-called development of industrial enterprises, they are now using pots of gutta percha instead of metal like gold, silver, brass, and copper. They are using margarine instead of purified butter, and 1/4 of the city population has no shelter. Om Agyana Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshunmitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Shri Chaitanya Manovishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Bhaganam Gunata Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Bhaigana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sagana Lalita Shri Vishakanitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dena Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Rishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Taruvesha Kripa Sindhu Vaevacha Patitanang Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So in this section, Lord Krishna departing for Dwarka. In the previous few verses, we saw, it has been explained the opulences of Maharaj Yudhishthir, like how opulent he was. And here also, there is a description of the umbrella. No, sorry, it's a soothing umbrella, which has been carried by Arjuna. So Krishna is leaving for Dwaraka, and Arjuna is holding that umbrella for Krishna. And it has been explained that, okay, Arjuna is a most intimate friend of Lord Sri Krishna. And it's not like, in that life, in previous life also, Arjuna and Krishna came as Naranara and Rishi. So that's why, when in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said to Arjuna that there are more lives before than that, like, when I was there and you were there, but I remember all of them, but you don't remember. So they were there as Nara-Narayan Rishi, and now also they are in Bhagavad Gita, in Mahabharata. They are at Krishna and Arjuna. So Arjuna is serving the Lord by holding the umbrella. And it just shows that, how, the luxurious and how aristocratic those times was, how they were used to maintain the standards. So it's a very interesting thing which is mentioned, that to maintain that kind of lifestyle, the nature used to produce all those jewels, what we're talking about here, the gold and all the different kind of stones, that they are all nature's gifts. So they were nature used to provide them, and are produced by the hills, oceans, etc. So we know that from the hills you get all this valuable stones, like the diamonds, and from the gold, from the mines, and from the ocean you get the pearls. So how, and it was in abundance, whereas these days, it's hardly you can find anything. There's the bare necessities which we find out that now is your petroleum, all the petrols and that you need to run the automobile, that are also finishing off. What to talk about the gold and the jewels and all those things. But at that point of time, they were in abundance. And especially in India, So there was a report presented by one of the British representatives who visited India around 1700 and that report was presented in the parliament at that point of time. And that described that what was the current, and 1700, we are talking about 300, 400 years ago. And just the abundance of, all these valuable jewels, the way it was described there, at that point of time, it created so much interest in the whole community, in the whole, in whole parliament, that, wow, this is something we need to go and, see for ourselves. Because that British representative, he just visited India at that point of time. And it's not only that, the abundance of all these valuable jewels, it's also the structure in the society, how the society is structured, how common people, they are happy, and how their basic needs has been taken care of, and how the education was. All these things, the description of universities. And it was they were all mesmerized for it, because they claimed that they were the pinnacle of the modern civilization. And when they read that report, and they were astonished, everyone. So that what happened after that. Obviously, then they thought, okay, how should we go there and have a look? So they created this company called the East India Company. They are the group of merchants. So they came to India. And from there, they started to see, and started to take out stuff back to London. So, and this is, we are talking about way back, 5,000 years ago. So it is described that, how at that point of time, how it was possible that it is always all these valuable things were there in abundance. It's because that Yudhishthir was a very pious king. And the way that he was running the kingdom, it was as per the Vedic injunctions. So when we qualified someone as a pious, means that they are maintaining all the Vedic standards. So Yudhishthira Maharaj, at that point of time, he was maintaining all the Vedic instructions. All the varnashram standard, the varna and ashrams were in place. So the main point here is that Yudhishthira Maharaj used to get all the instructions from the Brahmanas. So the Brahmanas, so we know that, the Varnas, so the Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. So Yudhishthir, he used to go to this assembly of the Brahmanas, and they used to instruct him that how to run this based on the Vedic instructions. So the Brahmanas are almost like interpreter. So it's not like we are saying that the Pandavas, they didn't understood the Vedas. They did, but the point to consider here is just by reading it and just to understand the full meaning, like reading it is one thing and understand the full meaning is a different thing. So the Brahmanas, they used to read it, put it into perspective, and then give it to Yudhishthira. So it's very important to understand, like, we have all the scriptures. Like today also we have Srimad Bhagavatam and all the other scriptures that has been given to us by Srila Prabhupada. But it's very, sometimes, and we can think that, okay, we just go to our home, we'll just pick up the books and we'll just read it, and then we'll become the most knowledgeable person, and then we can do anything. Actually, that's not the point. Like, no matter how much you read, like, the basic, but the understanding, it should comes from the authority, from the authorized, the bona fide source. Because you can interpret a thing in different way. And sometimes what happens, based on our mental concoction, we can put it to the thing that we want. So I can read it, and I wanted to break it in a way that it is suitable for me, rather than what's the actual meaning of it. So that's why, like, it's Srila Prabhupada mentioned a few times that sometimes it's good to actually take the direct meaning of in the scriptures. Like, just give you an example. Here Arjuna has been called as Gurakesh, right? So we know that Gurakesh means the conqueror of the sleep. So also, like, it also been described that, okay, conqueror of the sleep, you can also define as that sleep is, we think sleep is a mode of ignorance, right? When you sleep, like, you are in a mode of ignorance. So that means also Arjuna, he conquered the mode of ignorance, correct? That's fine. But sometimes we wanted to go into too deep and try to put so much time in those indirect meanings. Like, the direct meanings are there, but we try to put so much time into those understanding those indirect meanings, and that gives us a pride. Okay, just see that I have understood this indirect meaning. So in that context, there was I was listening to a lecture, and there was a pastime that, in Bhagavad Gita, there is a verse that when it's a time for the materialistic person to sleep, it is a time for the yogis to wake up, and vice versa, right? So one of the devotees asked Prabhupada this question that, so Prabhupada, what does it actually mean? Like, what does it actually mean? And he thought that Prabhupada will explain, like, in the line of, Tamoso ma jyotirgamaya, like in those kind of thing that, go into much more detail and explain to him. Prabhupada said, that means wake up at 4 o'clock. That's it. Wake up at 4 a.m. And that devotee was like, he was expecting some more, but Prabhupada's, like, what Prabhupada said there, that during the Mangala Arati time, like, you just wake up, and actually that fits, because we see that in the current, in today's world, like, the materialistic people, they are going out and they are partying all night, and then by 4 o'clock they are going to sleep, whereas the devotees, they are waking up at 4 o'clock for the Mangala Arati. So this is just a simple thing, right? So don't need to go into too much into detail to understand the indirect meanings there. So anyway, like, the scriptures, it's very important that we understand that what are the direct meanings first, and try to apply it. Because if you read all the things and then don't apply it, then basically, like, you are not using it to the full potential. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada mentions that, like Srila Prabhupada mentioned that the opulence at that point of time, and also compared to that, because we don't have the obviously the Varnashram is not here. And Prabhupada also explained the challenges of implement Varnashram in this present day and age, right? Because there is this sense of equality, we are all equal. So whenever it's there and you are trying to put this Varna, then people will think, oh, you are trying to create a hierarchy. And hierarchy always create differences. But that's not the real meaning out of it. It's just simply everyone should understand what their position is. When everyone understands that what my position is, then it becomes you don't have that problem with the hierarchy. Problem with the hierarchy or the authority happens when, out of our false ego, we try to challenge it. Okay, if that person can sit there, why I can't sit there? But then if you see that, okay, that person is there for a specific reason. That person probably has this skill that I don't have. And someone has, put that person in that position. So when someone make peace out of this, then they are in a good position. But unfortunately, in this present day and age, we are not in that position. Everybody is trying to think that I should get that position. I should get this. Because if I get that, then there will be fame, and then there will be appreciation, all those things. But I'm not getting it. Although we put so much less time to say that if I have that capability to go to that position, that's something which is I don't have time to think about. I just need to reach there. So that's why in this present day and age, it's very hard to put this varna, Brahman, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Sudra. But if you think, and equally, there is also equality, because in Varnashram also, all the Brahman, so Brahmana is, understanding the knowledge, giving it to the Kshatriyas. The Kshatriyas, they are creating the society based on that. The Vaishyas, they are providing all the necessities that it's required to building the societies. And the Sudra, they are there to do all the work. But all of them have a common goal, is to serve the Lord. So when the goal is common, then there is a sense of equality there. And everyone is happy. But when the goal is not common, then no matter if you keep it as a, flat structure, like in the offices, they say, we have a flat structure, there is no hierarchy, right? But if the goal is not common, then no matter what structure you put, if different people have their different kind of motives behind, then it's never going to work, no matter what structure you put. So that's why here, during the time of Yudhishthira Maharaj, there is proper Varnashram dharma was there. So that's why everyone was happy. And that's what, the whole kingdom, they have, the economy, everyone has enough to actually maintain their life in a nice way. So, and then you see that my grandmother used to tell us that we used to use the plates made with brass and copper, I'm sure their grandmother used to say that we used to use the plate made with silver. And I'm sure their ancestors used to use the plate made with gold, right? So we see that, how when it's come from generation to generation, how it's degrading. And now Srila Prabhupada mentioned that by so-called development of industrial enterprises, they are now using pots of gata percha instead of metals like gold, silver, brass, and copper. So gata percha, so I was just thinking, what does it mean? And I tried to go and find it out in Google. So anyway, ultimately what is gata percha is, it is a how should I put it? It is something which is you get from a tree and is basically used to make plastic. So gata percha means plastic. So, and which is now we use plastic plates. And obviously we become a little bit, so in our temple, we are not going to say that we are using plastic, we are using the environmental friendly, biodegradable plates. But still, we are using this. So Prabhupada is saying that by so-called industrial revolutions and all those things, where we reached, We are using plates made of either paper or plastics. And what's the other thing? And using margarine instead of clarified butter. So it's like, I think Dinabandhu Prabhu mentioned, like when he first went to Vrindavan, which is probably ages ago, he has been there for ages, that it was like, ghee was sold, clarified butter. Then it came 100% pure ghee. And they were trying to think, what is the difference between ghee and 100% pure ghee? Okay. Then it came 100% pure vegetarian ghee. So these days, he was saying that this is 100% vegetarian organic ghee. So it's like, it's coming in a way that you're trying to purify it, but, it's actually at the days and it's not pure ghee. So here it's Prabhupada mentioned that you are using margarine instead of ghee. And the other thing is 1/4 of the city population has no shelter. So this was absolutely not acceptable during the time of the Vedic civilization. A king has to leave his throne if any of his, inhabitants of that country doesn't have the basic needs. And basic needs means food, shelter, and clothes. These are the basic needs. If they don't have that. But here, we are saying that society, everyone, and what to say about the third world country, but here also, you go to the city in some of the places or Redfern, you'll see that people are just staying on the street. So in first world country, in US, like New York, it says that the epitome of civilization. Same, actually New York's 1/4 population is on the road. But everyone is okay with that these days. It's not causing any issues. Yeah, sometimes people put some things in the Facebook or in the social media and people talk about it, put some comments and blah, 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 and everybody again forgets about it. But these were absolutely not acceptable standards. That how come people are living on the street? So this is we need to see how this happened because of the absence of varnashram. And this is exactly what Arjuna was mentioning in the first chapter, that if this battle happens, then what happened? That there will be a shortage of the Kshatriyas because most of them will be killed. And then what will happen? There will be Varna Shankara. So what happened after Varna Shankara? Then you'll have unwanted progeny. So you'll have child who are unloved childs. They will be growing up without proper education, without proper care. And obviously when they grew up in those tough conditions, as a human being, the nature is if you're not getting something, you want to go and snatch from somewhere. You can remain hungry for 1 day, 2 days, 3 days. But then your body anatomy is such that it's not just let you die. Rather than from inside, it will push you. Just go and get something. Then what a person will do? Go and steal something. And that's how we see that, okay, these all homeless people, but then the crime rate is increasing and all these things are increasing. This is it's also a very organic growth. If you put effect, aftermath of Varna Shankara is all this. So when all these things happen, I think at some point of time people were disturbed, but at some point of time, when you stay in with the disturbance, you stay for 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, but after that it becomes normal. You don't just react to it. Right? So I was just saying that, just reading this one article about a person, he just came to Australia from Syria. And he was saying that at one, their lifestyle become normal. They knew that the bomb can come anytime, and and their life will be lost anytime. But it's a big disturbance, right? If you always think that I'm going to die, my family, they are not safe. But they are still living there because they don't have any option to go anywhere. But after some time, and this is like, so like, amazing to, like, it is not possible for us to understand, because you have to be in that situation to actually express, like, understand that it just becomes normal. You just live with that situation. So that's why, like, as we going into the more and more into the Kali Yuga, all these disturbing factors becomes normal. So something really bad, like, happened to someone, and something really, like, it's like the murder, rape, all these things. Yes, people are getting a little bit disturbed by that, but then it becomes normal. Like, it is not into such position, unless it's happened to you or your family member. It's not into such level that you're losing your sleep over it, because everyone is saying that is normal. So, like, I think one time it was someone was asking that to His Holiness Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, that, that you're, like, how can you manage this kind of lifestyle? Like, it's like in ISKCON, that no meat eating, like no gambling, like, this is insanity. Like, how can you, like, how do you expect that all these people, like he was mentioning the members there, they will be able to maintain themselves in the outer world. Then Maharaj says that we want to maintain this insanity. Because in outside world, if that is sanity, then we are very much happy with this insanity. Because if whatever is happening, like, if you're saying that the normal world, like, if that is what is your definition of sanity is happening, like, like at that point of time he was quoting Vietnam war, the war, Cold War with Russia, and thousands of people dying every day, not thousands, like millions of people. And people are like, you are saying that is sanity compared to what we are trying to do, is like trying to take someone near to the God. This is insanity. Trying to maintain a standard which is just bring someone from the animal consciousness to a human consciousness. You are talking like this is insanity. This is not insanity. And then also, if you see, what is the explanation of insanity? The insanity means that you do the same thing again and again, and you expect a different result every time. That is the definition of insanity. So we see that in the world, like we do, again, like we are doing the same thing, and we are expecting, okay, something different will happen. No. So, like again, there was another time when the reporters came to Srila Prabhupada and say that, like, like why don't you guys, like, why the members of your community doesn't get any job, like, why, like, we just see them, they're just roaming around in the streets and giving books, and then they're just standing there, like, you are getting all these things very, very easily. Like, it's a very simple, like, in a very simple way, you are getting everything. Then Prabhupada asked him that if it is that easy and simple, why don't you come and join us? Like everyone is looking for a simple life, right? Easy life. They don't want any complication. They want like the nice food. They want like a nice place to live. Prabhupada said that we are providing everything. There are, like, 3 times you will get the meal. There is no, like, extra pressure that you have to pay your bill, you have to do this. There are all this obligation. Why don't you come and join us? They said, no, we can't. We are happy with our job, that we have to work 18 hours a day. Then we have to go back to home. There is another thing. We have obligation. We are happy with that. Don't want to come here. So that's the thing. Like, there's this change in consciousness. It's not going to be possible without having the understanding, and that understanding will only come when you get that knowledge from bona fide source, and when you have those, everyone should have that facility to go and sit down with the authority, what as per the varnashram with the brahmana, take their advice and then execute the duties. Because just by simply, like even someone in Krishna consciousness, just by reading the shastras and getting the knowledge is not enough. You have to go to the authorities. You have to go to them and ask them that, okay, is this right? Like, what do you suggest? Otherwise, it's very easy, because we are still in the material world, right? It's very easy to, go away from the path. That your intention may be good, and you might end up, doing something which will not be beneficial for everyone. So, okay, it's time. So on that note, we would like to end here. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Ithai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bo.